InCabin is a very focused event, right? It is the greatest opportunity that we have in the year to meet everyone in the industry, right? So by the time it's over, we actually get to know how all our partners have progressed and what's going on in other sides of the industries with our ecosystem partners. So it's a great annual update on the status of this industry, and it's a very focused one.
Tobii Autosense is a combination of driver monitoring solutions and occupant monitoring solutions that is derived from Tobii's history and leadership in eye tracking, combined with the AI trailblazing that has been done with DTS AutoSense by Xperi, that we believe delivers a differentiated solution, both with driver monitoring and occupant monitoring, that really is the intersection between safety and experience. Safety is a very important part of what we do in both occupant monitoring and driver monitoring. But standing on safety alone and meeting regulation, we really don't see as enough, especially as we look at the future of the industry being a lot more focused on the experience of the occupants in the vehicle. So with a combination of driver monitoring and occupant monitoring, some of which can be done, as a matter of fact, with a single camera solution located even near the rearview mirror, we think we are industry leading in that respect.
As Steve was mentioning, we focus both on the driver and on the occupants. In our attempts to facilitate OEMs with the mechanisms to obtain both of these at a reduced cost, we are also offering a single camera DMS or OMS solution, which basically combines both capabilities by leveraging this camera mounted in the rear view mirror. So Tobii Autosense is part of a bigger picture, right? We are delivering driver and occupant monitoring solutions, but these are part of a system that also contains a camera and a computational unit. So we deliver the software that analyzes the image coming from the camera and gives us valuable insights about both the driver and the occupant. The purpose being for us to enable a safer journey for the occupants of the vehicle, but also to enable them to enjoy a better user experience in the vehicle with features that go beyond safety. I'll start with the elephant in the room, which is clearly related to regulations, which are picking up significantly in Europe, but we're seeing great interest in other parts of the world. So very soon, all OEMs will have to comply with those. And interior sensing is a critical component that enables them to do that. But it's not only about that. We have to think of the future of the vehicle. And if OEMs will adopt cameras to comply with regulations, they will have to make the most out of this cost, right? So they will have to also think of additional use cases. And we believe those go outside of the safety realm and are trying to enable the occupants of the vehicle to be able to use the camera for being more productive or being entertained, or even use the vehicle as something that maybe tracks their health. So basically the camera becomes an enabler for so much more, not only for regulation. And that is our vision for the future, and that is how we structure our roadmap around these pillars of well-being, productivity, entertainment, and also for a new way of interacting with the vehicle. Because with a camera, we can now have a totally different way of engaging with a vehicle. If we think of the future, maybe we will very soon be able to navigate menus with our gaze, and that's only one example that the camera helps the OEMs to offer added value to the occupants of the vehicle. Yeah, so I mentioned earlier regulation, and of course that is one of the critical factors. but it's also the cost that is important. Right now, adding a camera to a vehicle is a new cost for the industry, and it will continue to grow as the requirements for cameras keep increasing in terms of complexity. So cameras will have to get better and better, and that will generate even more cost. So when thinking about how the in-cabin sensing will evolve, cost will play a critical role. In order to make the most out of that cost, we will have to make sure that we can offer the occupants of the vehicle other use cases that are related to that cost, make the most of that investment.
As we look at where the industry stands today, we believe that the sensors we have in the vehicle, they really meet market needs as they're defined today. So as Bogdan discussed earlier, regulations as well as continuing to evolve the user experience, I think, are critical components of today's solutions. What we believe is that that's the foundation of a paradigm shift in the industry as a whole regarding technology innovation in this area. In fact, we think that in the future, use cases will become more complex. And the way to address those use cases is gather more information inside the vehicle. Sensor fusion is really the only way to do that. We use computer vision today. What we're looking at in the future is proof of concepts that have other sensors to build a better understanding of what's happening in the cabin. That could be thermal sensors, it could be neuromorphic sensors, it could be biometric information. But at the end of the day, I think we believe that as the use cases evolve, they become more complex, the need becomes to innovate beyond just the core computer vision technologies that are deployed today across the industry. And so what we think is this is really the start of a paradigm shift that will deliver much more complex and much more human-oriented use cases inside the vehicle.